Let's talk about adding and editing our inventory counts. To begin, let's click the inventory screen and we'll get to the submenu of inventories and go to Add Edit Inventory Counts, the second button. This brings up our count sheet. The first thing we want to do is make sure that all of the fields that we need are displayed and those that we don't need are hidden. For example, I don't need to know if this is field or container inventory, so I'm going to go to my unhide columns and simply remove as soon as I can find it, the one that says field, and this should do it. So now I have my forecast counts, my base counts, and then any adjustments that may have been made to a plant would be reflected in the on-site counts. So these on-sites, for example, if I double-click base count or forecast, it'll open to the detail and show me all the locations of a given plant. So for example, down here in these maples where I've got several locations, if I double click on any one of them, it'll show me all of the locations. Then as I click on each individual lot, it would show me any adjustments that may have been made either from mechanical damage, weather, or perhaps I've resized them into this location from another spot. So when count sheets come in, typically I may want to take a look at a particular location so that I can just simply run the cursor down and update my counts in all locations. If that's the case, I can just simply start typing in the location field. I don't have to type the whole name. I can just type part of the name and it'll get me, it should get me close based on what I've typed. And then when I hit enter, it will allow me to select from other locations in that general area. So this shows me everything that should be in that spot. So if I've printed my count sheet from the inventory summary and I've gone out to that particular location, counted and verified, I can add any new items by just simply going to the bottom of the list and adding the item and putting the count in. I just need to select the plant product by I begin typing it just like I did in all the other fields. I choose the saleability code. I choose the sale season that I'm counting for. This may be a production item that will be sold in a future season. I put in the base count or the forecast, whichever it is. The count date automatically is entered. I put in the field and I'm done. So at that point I have updated counts. If I just want to update all these numbers, I can just go down the list and type over the existing numbers and update those. At any time that I want to come in and change the saleability status, for example, if I have plants in not ready status and after inspection they are now ready for sale, all I have to do is come in and change the availability code. If I want to split those and have some of them available and some of them in not ready status, then I go to the location column here and double click. So if I double click, what it does, it brings up an inventory split screen. So this puts in the split date. So then I can say what is the new location I'm moving part of them to. I may be leaving them in the same location, but the split out, what is the information about them? Where are they? What's their saleability code? What's their sale season? And then how many? I can either split them based on percentage. I can take half or a third, or I can put in a new base count, and then I click the split button. As soon as I click the split button, it creates two lines. The second line would be the information about this plant material in another spot. The other way of making an adjustment is manually to go in and remove some items for some reason. For example, if I repotted them, I could click here and I could go down and I could take a quantity out, and then I could say that it was a resize. Then I would have to go to the other size that I put them to and put them in there. If I were doing something like that, that seems a little bit cumbersome, and that's what the split is for. So hopefully this will, there are other little techniques, so if you have any specific questions, be sure to contact me and we can address how you might be entering your base counts.